This is an assembly video for the princess tent that was sent to me by Playvibe. There are 3 different lengths of poles and you will find a letter A, B, and C on one of them. And then what I did was kind of hold them up to each other to figure out and separate them all out into their individual piles. There are 12 of both the A and the B, and C has 24. If you don't have the directions, A is the longest, B is the middle size, and C is the shortest. It is important to point out that I have already connected these poles using connector G. There are 24 of those. So what I mean by that is I have taken 2 of a pole that are labeled the same letter and then put a G in the middle to connect them. Once doing that, you'll be down to 6 long A poles, 6 long B poles, and then 12 C poles. Then you're going to want to spread out the bottom of the fabric for it and then make sure that you have it in the right position. If you look closely around the base of it, you will see that there are little pockets as an opening, and you're going to take the C poles that are already connected using a G and put those around the base of it. This will form a hexagon, and you will use the F connector to attach each of the longer poles to each other. Again, make sure you are slipping this into the little pocket. It was hard to find a little bit, but once you find it, you can't not see it, so it's very easy to do. You'll be able to really see the shape of the tent, and it's really fairly big once you have the bottom portion complete. From there, you will take the 6 A poles that are put together with the G in the middle, and you're going to put those vertically. You'll be sticking that into the top portion of F to make them stand up. Now, there's not exactly a pocket that these slide into. I found it easy to kind of set them all up first, and then you're going to want to pull the fabric of the tent kind of around it so it's enclosed and that the poles are more in the middle and covered from the fabric from the outside. You'll put the connector E in, and you'll see that there are 4 arms to that. 3 of them are the same size and one is a little bit skinnier. You'll have that skinnier arm facing up. I'm combining different steps here, but what I'm doing now is when I'm pulling that fabric up, I am using another set of those C poles. Remember, there are 6 of those left. Just like the bottom, you'll recreate that same shape at the top, and doing so just helps the top of the tent stay up. And yay, it's starting to really take its shape. We are almost finished. All right, I'm giving you a different angle here, but I'm going inside the tent so we can get that top part to stand up. This is when we'll be using those 6 B poles. You will also need the D connector, which is like one of the last ones you have left. It has 6 little arms, and that's what will keep the tent up at the top. And you will simply place that B pole onto that skinny arm on the C parts that you just put in, and those will keep the top of the tent erect. From there, you'll be able to connect those at the top using that D connector. Here's a little reverse bird's eye view of me doing that, and there's also a small ribbon at the top. You can go ahead and tie that in a knot to keep it even more secure. Then if you look around the inside of the tent, you will see there are quite a few of those little strings, and I just went around and tightened these on all of the different areas to keep it in place. So each wall essentially is its own little curtain, which is super cute. And then from the outside, you can pull a couple of those back. I just pulled back 2 sides so they can get in one way, and then they can leave any area they want, but this one is just kept open. It's super cute and honestly super spacious. My girls and I can fit in there with plenty of space. We have a ton of baby accessories for their little baby dolls, like, you know, a pack and play, high chair, and all that stuff, and they like to keep that in there and pretend it's their little house and that they're the little moms. It even came with string lights with a little on-off switch, so I went ahead and hung those up, and it gives it a cool little vibe.